Всем привет, с вами Мафия. Я тут бумажную сделал себе. Бумажную. Так, цитадель. Это где? Это где-то... Так, это не то, это... Вообще не то. Где-то, по-моему, здесь или здесь. По-моему, здесь. За ключами там мы собирались идти. Да, бумажка, такой первый раз вижу инвентарь бумажный, нашел в интернете, установил все до последней всей папки, которые там были, обменялось вот это все, вот это инвентарек. Здесь тоже меню, все сделалось, карта, все как надо. Так, посмотрим на задание. Затерянный город. Затерянный город. Нам надо использовать затерянный город в поисках. Дополнительно получить у призрака на балконе цитадели ключи. Что мы сейчас и сделаем это. Ключи у нас находятся прямо. Я уже до сюда доходил. Вот. Что еще? Что-то, не знаю, что-то игра начала на рабочий стол выкидывать. Что-то странное такое. Ладно, это херня. Вот ключ от озера дома, который нам нужен, который там портал, мы попадем в будущее этого города, когда там все будет так. Погоди, мне надо стеклянку увидеть. И тут тоже пожрать что-нибудь. Сразу картофану тоже наяривать. Водички. Так. Грибов пожрать. Вот. Что еще тут есть у нас? Так. Напасил. Увеличить здоровье. Тоже бабахну его. Разбавлено. Так, задание червячка. Червячка какая-то. Что за червячка? Ага. Да, мы выполнили задание. Теперь надо горцевать, короче, к дому. Задание к дому надо идти. Он находится там. Этот дом. Сходим туда. Сейчас. И, естественно, возьмем то, чего нам надо. Обалдеть. Так, восстановление сейчас будет у нас. В общем, надо поменять одежду нашей. Я сейчас через эту зайду. Через меню предметов. Такую же одежду я и сделаю. Возьму, как у себя. У Софии. Так. Потому что... Потому что есть такая фигня, что она там шатается, блядь. И у нее что-то там с анимациями плохо. Поэтому что-то она не одела. Одевайся. Так, она только вот эту одела. Во, оделась теперь.
Alright then.
А это мы продадим. В общем, короче говоря, когда вернемся в Skyrim, продадим. Вот. Так. Теперь идем к тому дому. В общем, нам надо с Яром поговорить. Он находится у нас на балконе, оттуда, откуда мы упали, с ключами. Вот. Квест очень интересный, новый, как бы. Эти роботы все и начали, короче, здесь сжигать, город разрушать. Вот. Нам надо найти, короче, кто это сделает. И потом рассказать Яру. Вот и все дела. Так, портал. Мы телепортируемся в дом. Берем записку.
Others soon followed, heeding my invitation, and our community grew and prospered under my rule. But as I write this, I am alone once again, for my subjects have been the victims of an unspeakable atrocity. This is why, at the expense of my own life, I must open a portal that will take you into the past, before all this began. Beloved reader, you must go back. Investigate what set this atrocity in motion and prevent it by any means necessary.
Так. Что там? Вот она, книга эта. Так. Лопата. Что происходит? Блин, опять эту книгу взял. Ё-моё. По сучонке. Так, книгу нахер. Оп. Оп. Собачка. Сдресни. Так. Вот сюда нам надо.
Я прямо за тобой.
Молодец. Но не сейчас. Так, отправляемся мы в будущее. Или в прошлое, как там говорится. Пришли в город. Он уже целый настал. Вот задание Незабудка началась. Вот. Найти способ вернуться в свое время. Называется задание. Незабудка, да. Вот. Как-то так это все смотрится. Что ж, пойдем поговорим с крестьянином. И потом с Яровым. Ты здесь откуда?
Strange. It looks like you just came out of the Jarl's private lake house. Yeah, well, just make sure you don't get lost in anyone else's home. Live by our laws here, and we'll all get along just fine. Don't hurt anyone, don't steal anything. Same as anywhere else. Only the punishment here is much, much worse. The Jarl can tell you more, and help you get settled in. Might even have some quarters for you. I can take you to him if you like.
Понятно.
Follow me. So, this is our farmland where we grow all the food
Давай
you'll ever
сохранимся.
want. As long as all you ever want is leek, cabbage, and potato.
Пойдем.
If you have goods, the merchants at the market up ahead will be happy to see you. Most of us have few belongings, just what we brought in with us.
Morning, Golvar.
Morning.
Доброе.
Above us is the sun under the ground. It's strange and no substitute for the real sun, of course, but these days it doesn't bother me. What bothers me is the citadel folk. Take Jormund, for example, standing up there on his balcony looking down on us. Just look at him. Yeah, Jormund, you're a really big man, aren't you? Milk drinker.
Aren't you going to introduce me to your strapping new friend, Golvar?
We're on our way to see the yard. There'll be time for you to get your claws into our friend here later.
I look forward to it. You should come for a drink at my tavern, the Golden Sentinel, tonight. Just about everyone's there after dark.
Be careful
Понятно.
with Rastasia. She... well... It's not my place to say. There's enough gossip in this place as it is. It's a small city after all. Only 24 of us at the moment. 23 if you don't count Brandis, who's halfway to the next life. Luke is barely managing to keep him alive.
Ясно. Еще раз сохранюсь. Так. Каджит застрял. Ну и... Чувак. По-моему, он тоже застрял.
This is the city
А нет.
where the Jarl and his
Очнулся.
guests live. If you manage to worm your way in with them, you might get to live here too.
Ясно.
Gulver, what do you think you're doing? You're meant to be
Еще
working the Owl's
расходился.
farm, not trudging dirt into his citadel.
Fjordman, take it easy, would you? I was just showing our new friend here to the Jarl.
Well, how about you get back to work, and I take our new friend the rest of the way? If you don't work, none of us eat, Gulver. Remember that.
How could I forget? Fine, I'll get back to work. It was nice meeting you, my friend. Stop by for a chat anytime you like.
I'm sorry about that.
I've
That
heard of
probably
this
sounded a bit
mystical
harsh,
natural
but
wonder
it's my
known
job
as
to
the
make sure
fountain
we
of
all have enough
booze.
to eat. I'm
Do you think
Yeoman.
the stories are
Let's head
true?
up to the next floor
I
then,
sure
shall
hope
we?
so.
Stay close behind me.
If I ever found it, I would never
would
go
we?
sober again.
It's good to see a new face here. Haven't had any new arrivals in a while.
Посмотрим, что здесь.
Marius. But he mostly keeps to himself. Bit secretive, actually. Most people are pretty friendly,
Никого.
though, and so they should be.
А,
This is the closest you'll get to Sovngarde in all of Tamriel. No crime, no conflict. Most folk don't even bother locking the doors. Even if you could steal something without breaking the Lord's law, it's not as if you could sell it to anyone here.
так, ясно. Давай посмотрим, что здесь у нас на первом этаже. Здесь никого. В общем, здесь тоже никого нету. Ладно. Погнали далее. Возможно, рассмотрим все как надо. Так, здесь я видал деваху, где она? Она где-то здесь. Так, вниз. А не одна. Во, чувак сидит какой-то. А, это этот.
The Jarl has asked that we direct all
Знаешь
newcomers.
выход?
Yes, I do. Death. Death is the only way out of here.
Ага, ясно.
What? Oh. So you went through my belongings, did you? Well, what of it? What do you want? Oh, how noble of you. I've admitted it. I worked for the Dark Brotherhood, and I was very good at what I did. But I'm quite comfortable here, as you can see. What would be my motivation to kill anyone now? I'd need some kind of death wish. Now, was there something else you wanted to ask me? Or can I get back to enjoying my retirement?
Ясно.
You do that.
До свидания. Так, ладно. Поехали далее. Узнаем. Посмотрим на это все. Дальше.
You know what I love to do when I have a little too much spare gold? Find a beggar and pay them to these people.
Там никого.
They are so desperate for money that they will do almost anything. It can be very entertaining to watch.
Так, ладно, пойдем далее. Ага. Пошли, пошли, чувак. Веди меня. Куда там надо. Прогуляться-то. Ну, в общем, Яр на балконе сидит. Вот. О!
Oh, I remember the... Oh my. It's very nice of you to take an interest in my life, dear. But you don't need to humor an old woman. Really? Well, you're the first person in the city to say that. Well, let's see. These days I mostly just sweep the streets here, keep them clean. Cleanliness is next to godliness, or so they say. It's not very inspiring, as you can imagine, but the alternative is to wind up like poor Dooley. Oh, you haven't met him yet? Don't worry, I'm sure he'll introduce himself to you sooner or later. He's homeless. He lives in a cave by the lake. I feel sorry for him. I think most of us do. But ever since his brother died, he's been obsessing over some long-lost treasure. The Jarl decided because he can't work, he doesn't deserve to live in a house like the rest of us. So he lives in a tent in a cave of sorts. But don't let him drag you into it. I'm quite sure it's imaginary. A great loss can do terrible things to a person's mind. Well, anyway, that's about all there is about me to tell, I'm afraid. I'm not very interesting. Well, the most important thing in my life is prayer. So let me ask you, have you found room in your heart for Mara, the Mother Goddess? Yes, of course, dear. Don't worry, I get that reaction a lot. Perhaps I'll see you later.
Ха, прикольно. Так, ладно, поехали. Далее. Что у нас там дальше будет? Идем. Чувак. Так, этот читает.
Oh, welcome. I'm Gaia. You come and say hello when you're free.
Oh, who's got her nose buried in a book, that one? Helps out Brawl down in the city. Our resident expert about the history
Так,
of the
здесь
wars.
тоже никого нет.
Last I heard, they were trying to track down some dwarven artifacts.
Да, никого.
If you're into that sort of thing.
Так, поговори с ученым. Я не знаю, где этот ученый. Ты, что ли? Нет, не ты. С ученым нам поговорить нам. Здесь никого. Нема.
This is the Citadel kitchen. Remember to be polite to our cook Sachi. She does her best with what she has, which isn't much.
Я иду. Давай.
I'm a little... I got myself trapped in here for a good reason. No way I'm going back up there. So, no, I don't know a way out. And I wouldn't want to know.
Ага, ясна история.
What? You think if you butter me up, I'll start making food for you, too? Forget it. My kitchen's for Citadel residents only. Go make your own food.
Ага.
Well, fine. My story? I'm the Citadel cook. In this life. Not exactly how I thought my life would end up. But it's better than it was on the surface. That. Seems like a long time ago. I had a very easy life for myself in Markarth. Married to a silver merchant. Maybe it was a little too easy. I was bored. A lot. Started looking for something to do. A friend introduced me to skooma. It was fun. For a while. But you know how it goes. I was a living cliche. Lost my husband, my home, my easy life. Then I found myself doing things I'm not proud of. That's when I realized if I couldn't keep myself away from the skooma, I'd have to keep it away from me. So when I found the entrance to this place, I knew what I had to do. Haven't touched the stuff since. Still get the cravings. Sometimes I'd kill for one last bottle. But no point in thinking about it down here. Right.
Так.
Is that what I think it is? Can I have it? Whatever you want. I could give you food or information. You find out all sorts of secrets being the chef in a place like this. Will that do? Well, there's Marius. He's growing plants in his room that can really only be used for making poisons. Not sure what he's up to, but it's nothing good.
Понятно. На.
Oh, gods. I've missed this. So good. Oh, my God, that's good. A little weak, heavy on the nightshade, light on the moon sugar, but it feels like home. Thank you. This'll be our little secret, right? Ooh, now, I'd better finish up in the kitchen before the hallucinations really kick in.
Так, ладно. Давай сохранимся на кухне. И пойдем далее. Значит, нам надо еще с ученым пообщаться. Ученого не знаю, где искать. Поехали. Вон какой-то... Ага. Вон какой-то хер идет. Стой, пес. Быстрый какой парень, а. Я ж тебя не догоню. Хватит бегать так. Быстрым шагом идет собака. Да блин, стой ты, черт по-лобановски. Стой, алло. Стой. Имперец сраный.
You wouldn't want to keep the Jarl waiting, would you? I'm sorry, do I know you? No, I don't. You're nobody here, so don't presume I have any interest in speaking to you.
Ясно.
I'm sorry, what's my story? What in oblivion is your story? How dare you come in here like you own the place and expect me to explain myself to you? I beg your pardon. Did you just threaten to hurt me? Is that supposed to make me frightened of you? Let me explain something to you, peasant. Cut a single hair on my beard, cast a single spell, fire a single arrow, and the dwarves' law means you're dead. Dead. Got it? You might have been somebody important in your old life, but down here, you're no one. Here, I own you, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Да.
Ah, you peasants, never thinking things through. You see, down here, I don't need to hurt you to have power over you. Force means nothing here. I get to enjoy the privileges that my station in life affords me. I live in the Citadel, I do what I want, and I eat the food you peasants give me. And if the peasants feel hard done by, what are they going to do about it? Start a rebellion? Plot a little coup against the Jarl? Ridiculous. They'd break the dwarves' law and be dead within minutes, so they'll never do it. They'll just accept their lot in life and do what they're told. And that's why, now that you know your place, you're going to do something for me. I want you to retrieve something for me. It's a helmet. Dwarven. Made thousands of years ago, but still in immaculate condition. One of those vigilants of Stendar had it with him when he went down into the old mine tunnels over by the lake. He never came out. I want you to go down there and bring it back. Now, do you have any questions? Because if you don't, you'll have made a very powerful enemy here. I'll make you regret the day you were born. Got it? You have no idea how much trouble you've just brought on yourself, you ignorant peasant. Now get out of my sight. You disgust me.
Пошел ты, мудила. Он сохраняется, буду. Ничего никому помогать всяким упырям не буду. Так, я делаю только добрые дела всем. Добрым людям, а не вот таким упрям, как он. Ладно, крыса это еще дождется. Пронзит мой клинок его еще. Вскоре времени.
Have you ever thought that our lives are just one big game? Like someone is sitting there playing with us,
Так.
some adult plaything? No, I don't mean that kind of adult.
Здесь все
It makes you think, though.
обследовано. Значит, идем прямо. Так. Где он там? Че он там? Там никого? Так, здесь никого, да. Да, точно никого. Ладно. Хорошо. Чувак стоит, меня ждет. Здесь кухня, да, я как понимаю? Да, здесь кухня, мы здесь были. Ловить здесь нечего. Значит, здесь.
There's a couple of things you should know about him if you want to make a good impression. First, he was the first one here. Well, he was here before the rest of us anyway. So the Citadel
Здесь
is
тоже
his,
никого.
and we're all his guests. Second, he's very protective of this place and won't tolerate anyone disturbing the peace. So be on your best behavior and you should be fine.
Ясно. Ну, пойдем. Что-то там угрожал еще этот хер. Да. Ничего он не сделает. Не хватит у него смелости это сделать.
This is the top of the Citadel. The bathhouse is off limits, and I'm not even sure what's behind the gold door. Oh, the Jarls have gone in there.
Там вон тайная комната. Так, нам сюда сходить надо. Здесь у нас никого. Значит, идем сюда.
Alright, you're on your own from here. I've got lazy farmers to supervise.
Вон она.
Good luck with the Jarl, and I'll see you around.
Skyrim might be a cold place with miserable people, but
I
after
think
a
my
few
father's
drinks,
expect.
you don't really
You know my
notice.
father would be upset to hear you ask
Wait,
that.
I'm getting a little
I
thirsty.
love it. Me, I'm not even allowed out of the citadel. I'm so bored. Father doesn't want me mixing with the common folk. He's all, why don't you read one of the books Gaia brought you? Books. I'm almost 18. I want to have fun, like normal girls my age. Or do anything to take my mind off where I am. I thought about getting one of those awful Nord tattoos. Father would hate that. But then that bitch Asanchi told me about her schooner habit. I don't want to drink it, oh. But if I get some, I just know I could get that junkie to spill her guts about everyone in this place. Oh, well there goes that idea. Never mind, I have an even better plan. How would you like to help me teach my father a lesson? Great. Oh, I can't wait to see the look on his face.
Так, хорошо. Задание. Незабудка. Дополнительно найти способ проникнуть в запретную комнату. Но у нас есть запретная комната в цитадели. Осталось только ее найти. Вон она. Вон там. Комната находится. Здесь что это было? Кровь, что ли? О! Старикан.
The Jarl's wait didn't catch a word. And I'll be honest, being deaf ain't half so bad as you'd think. No one bothering you, asking questions.
Ага.
What? Did you say something to me?
Да-да-да.
No use talking to me, young un. Can't hear a word you're saying. Both me ears went years ago. Still got my one good eye, though. All I need. Used to be a vigilant offender till I slipped up. You take it from me. You ever find yourself toe-to-toe with the flame Atronach, you make sure you put some distance between you before you kill it. Otherwise, whoosh. Eyes, ears, and hair gone. All at the same time.
Ну да, ну да.
Still can't hear ya.
Ладно. Сохраняем. Так, а там кто у нас? Дневник. Прочесть. Ага. Так. Ага. А, я понял. Я понял. Ладно, извиняюсь. Я немножко нарушил закон. Да, закон нарушил. Магию нахер. Сейчас еще оружие прокачаю. Блокировка одноручная. Отлично.
Отличная работа. Отличная работа.
В смысле? Я ничего не сделал. Так, Яр находится здесь у нас. На балконе. Давай-ка посмотрим. Запись идет.
There's a face I don't recognize. Welcome to my city. I'm Jarl Metellus. Tell me, what is your name?
Меня зовут Соня.
It's always exciting to meet a new member of our small community. Now, before I forget, since you're here for good, you'll need some quarters. Here's a key to the last vacant chambers down in the city, between Brawl and Luki. It's all yours. Now tell me, what brings you to my city? I sent you here. I'm not sure what you mean. Well, let's see. This is my handwriting. The victims of an unspeakable atrocity. I will open a portal that will take you into the past. You must go back. This is real, isn't it? I've even toyed with the idea of creating a portal between 2 points in time, with Brawl's help. But that's odd. My letter makes no mention of what caused the disaster. I suppose I was in a hurry. So tell me, what's going to happen to us? That's exactly what I saw when I first discovered this place, several years ago. It seems whatever happened then is going to happen again. I think it has something to do with the dwarves' lore. This is bad. This is very, very bad.
Понятно.
Yes, you see, the dwarves who built this place left inscriptions. Brawl hasn't been able to fully translate them, but we understand some parts. This warning keeps coming up. The many shall suffer for the sins of the one. We think that breaking the law here will cause some kind of event. The truth is, I've used the dwarves' law to frighten my people into obedience, and it's worked so far. But someone's about to break that law. Let me think. Your arrival here is exactly what I need. You've helped me a great deal by bringing this note to my attention. I wonder if you could do me another favor. I need you to investigate the city, talk to my people, help them, if it'll win their trust. You can even go through their possessions, if you have to. You must work out who is going to break the dwarves' law. Once you have a name, come back and tell me immediately. As Jarl, I authorize you to go anywhere you need to go, including private homes. But if someone asks you to leave, you should do so immediately. I can't promise either of those things, but I will certainly do everything within my power to help you once you've helped my people. And of course, if you decide to stay, I would make sure you enjoy a comfortable life here. Now what do you say? Will you help me? Thank you. Now, you mustn't tell anybody where you're from or what may be about to happen here. People do foolish things when they panic. If it helps you, you're welcome to borrow the book on my desk. It contains the names and addresses of my subjects. Just don't show it to anyone. Goodbye for now, and good luck. I don't need to tell you what will happen if you fail.
Понятно. Так. Вот, незабудка, это дополнительно сообщить мне. Ага. Опасно, дополнительно сообщить. Ага. Ну ладно. Угу. Поговорить с ученым.
Hello again, my friend. Any word about the matter we discussed?
I wonder where it went. Hopefully they won't be that hard to find.
Well, I hope your investigation has been thorough. I don't want you accusing the first person you suspect. So, who is it? Sounds like Domitus, all right. Look, don't worry about that. He's full of hot air. He's threatened a lot of people. So forget Domitus. You'll have to get back out there and come up with another suspect.
Есть один, еще один кандидат.
What is
Блин,
it?
Софья.
Yes, let's go.
Еще один
Well, I
кандидат
hope your
есть.
investigation has been thorough. I don't want you accusing the first person you suspect. So, who is it?
С темного братства.
Oh my! I suppose that explains the nightshade he was growing in his quarters. It's no good for anything other than making poisons. So be it. We have to intervene and stop whatever he is plotting. There's only one thing left to do. I need you to kill him for me. But you need to be discreet about it, so as not to break the dwarves' law. You see, I believe we're being watched by the dwarven statues and busts all around the city. But there are blind spots, areas where they can't see us. One of those areas is the tunnels below the city. If you can lure your suspect down there and kill him, no one will ever know. Ugly business, I know, but it's the only way to save my people, to save us all. It'll be our little secret. Can I count on you one last time?
Ладно.
Good. Thank you. Now, here's a key to the tunnels under the city. You can enter via the basement of your own chambers, or any of the others. I knew I could count on you. Sometimes even good people have to do regrettable things. Let me know once it's done.
Так, а вот и мы и нашли товарища. Значит, получается, что попасть туда. Зданий много здесь. Так. Ага, запретную комнату. С ученым пообщаться. Попробуем выйти. Так, мы вышли. Здесь сказано так, что его обитание, комната Ярова. Вот она, эта самая книга. А, вот это что ли? Так. Не то. Соня. Понятно. Все-таки здесь в этой сборке работает русский язык. Это очень хорошо даже. Чернила. Оу. Так. Что ж, вот они, эти головы. Чёртовы. Понятно. Все понятно нам. Так. Здесь тоже все понятно. Здесь. Так. Ага. Чё? Где-ка? Так. Ага. Так, а где он находится? Это кто? А, ну это понятно.
Have you managed to get into the lock? All right.
Ясно.
See you later.
С ней мы уже поговорили. А это последний этаж. Получается у нас. Это ванна. Это, походу, и есть запретная комната. Она закрыта. Странно. Как же нам попасть в запретную, интересную комнату? Интересно. Мы, наверное, живем на нижних уровнях. Сейчас мы это посмотрим.
So you're the strong silent type, huh?
Где-то
I
здесь
bet you must
живем.
love me talking to you all the time. Then again, who could resist spending time with me?
Так. На нижних уровнях, да? Угу. В цитадели. Это воровство, значит, это не
I'm
наше.
so glad that I'm not alone in
Не
this.
наша.
Thank you so much.
Мы узнаем,
for
где
being with
наш.
me.
Да, я-моя. Пойдем далее. Вон, Илька. Меч как всунутый. Пошли дальше. Посмотрим. Так. Но мне кажется, это уровень ниже. Здесь кухня. Погоди, а как... Можешь у нее спросить, как запретную пройти? Нет, ее нету. На кухне. Блин, напугала. Ладно. Чем придумаем? Ой. Так. Здесь. Никого. Ай. Собака. Ладно, допустим.
We better try and find those thieves quickly, for their own sake.
Да, я понял. В общем, короче, они стоят и палят контору. Я так понимаю. О, кто-то спит. Имперец.
Oh, hello.
А, это ты опять.
If I did, I'd be up there, fighting the good fight for the Legion.
Понятно.
I'm not stuck. Right you are.
Это, короче, опять тот чувак. Ладно. Хорошо. Значит, на уровень ниже пошли.
It has definitely got to be my favorite. It was all my idea, of course. Oh, I can show you what you like.
На уровень
calm
ниже.
down. I didn't mean on me. I was talking about on you.
Так, Чебурашка идет. Здорово.
Working hard?
Как отсюда
I
уйти?
wish. Seems like dwarfs designed this place to keep folk in. But the only thing that keeps me sane is thinking there has to be a way out.
Ясно, история.
My story? Well,
better try and find
I'm
those
from
things
Markarth
quickly,
originally.
for their own
Started
sake.
working at Kolskegger Mines as a lad. And after a while, the Silverbloods made me foreman. I was doing pretty well for myself, until somebody decided to knock me down the shaft into this place. I had a wife and son. Still up there, I suppose, though they probably think I'm long gone. But chin up, right? Meanwhile, I'm stuck down here, supervising workers to earn me keep, waiting for the day that I can get out of here and back to my life in Markarth.
Ясно.
Well, I'd be lying if I said they're happy, but I'd also be lying if I said I cared. They're decent people and all, but they seem to have an hard time grasping that somebody around here's got to work the farms, or we all starve. Gulver's the worst of the lot. Seems like a decent man at first, but he's got a temper on him. Once he told me he killed a man before he came here. He'll tell you, if you ask him. Of course, down here with the dwarves law, a bad temper could land us all in a lot of trouble. I'd keep an eye on that one, if I were you.
Ясно.
Alright, well, I'll see you around.
Так, хорошо. Сделали дело. Поехали далее. Поищем свою комнату. Много чего надо найти здесь. Товарища этого найти и в запретную комнату попасть. О! Мать! По-моему, с тобой еще не разговаривать. Точно. Как отсюда уйти?
Are you kidding?
Гайя.
Why would I want to get out of here? I can't think of a single place in old Tamriel I'd rather be.
А я хрен знает.
I'm a Breton from Hyrak. I've studied history at the Imperial City, which led me to Skyrim in search of Dwemer ruins. And now I'm here. Some days I just can't believe my luck. Working with Brawl, researching the richest source of Dwemer history and technology I could have imagined. I feel like we're on the brink of some amazing discoveries about the Dwemer. Who knows? Maybe we'll find not all of them have disappeared.
Ага.
I could, but Brawl knows much more than I do. You should be able to find him in his chambers down the city.
Ясно, ясно.
Now that you mentioned it, I do. I need you to get something for me, and it won't be easy. I've tried everything I can think of, and still nothing. There's a big Nord living down in the city called Rikus. You may have seen him walking around in an immaculate example of dwarven armor. I need that armor. It's the only one like it, and I believe it to be crucial in unlocking the secret of this place. The trouble is, before I could get a good look at it, that brute Rikas claimed it as his own, and has been wearing it ever since. I've tried everything. Appeals to his better nature, flattery, charm, even threats. It's like negotiating with a brick wall. The only thing I haven't tried is violence. And you know how that would end. But I'm convinced there's a way to get it. There has to be. Thank you. If you do manage to get it, you're welcome to keep it. I just need to have a quick look at it, that's all.
Ясно.
Of course. I think I can teach you a thing or two.
Ну ладно.
Well, that's fine. I've got a lot of reading to do if I'm going to know half as much as Brawl one day.
Так, он где-то здесь находится. Мужик этот. Так, она пошла туда, да? Вот, какой-то дяхан спит. Это глухой этот Сант. Нахер он нам сдался? Нам нужен чувак. А чувака нету. Искать его надо. Где-то здесь он находится. Да ёб вашу мать. Идите сюда все. Да иди сюда. В общем, короче, надо искать. Где-то здесь оно тусуется. Профессор этот. Нам нужен профессор, к сожалению. Во! А, это мы уже разговаривали с ней. Ясно. Мы с ней уже разговаривали. Где профессора искать? Да.
You never did tell me about your parents. I mean, you were dragonborn. So, do you have ancestors that are dragons? That would be really disturbing if you did.
Здесь этот тусуется, спит. Понятно. Ассасин этот. Его что-то нету на месте. Так. Пойдем на улицу выйдем хотя бы. Может, он на улице где-нибудь шарахается. Возможно, на улице. Так, ночь, да, на дворе. Ясно. Ясен перец. Он в цитадели где-то. Так. То есть можем поспать, попробовать. И появится кто-нибудь. Опять ночь. Блять, что у тебя спать? Во! Чуваки идут какие-то.
Хороший песик.
Вот этот кто?
Hello, neighbor.
Здорово. Вот он. Вот он. Здорово. Давай
My
рассказывай.
story? What a strange question. You presuppose that my life is a simple linear sequence of events which can be summed up in a verbal narrative? Well, that's nonsense, of course. First, most of it was so long ago I barely remember. Second, you would have to assume that the account I give you is biased heavily in my favor, and is therefore quite unreliable. And finally, my story is really much less interesting than this mysterious place. Now, do you have any sensible questions, or can I get back to work? Well, why didn't you say so? I researched Dwarven history and technology, and I'm originally from Kraganmore in Morrowind. Any other questions?
Ясно.
Now that's an interesting question.
I'm so glad
I personally don't know any way out, no.
Thank you so much for coming.
However, I have a theory. It's more of a hypothesis, really. My thinking is that if there was a way out of here, the dwarves who built this place must have known about it.
I'm truly so grateful for your help.
But we can learn all sorts of things about them from what they left behind. Inscriptions, architecture, relics, statues. And while I've discovered many things here, there are some parts of the city I haven't been able to get to.
Let's go and
I'm
find
most
those
interested in the palace, above the lake. Unfortunately, it's sealed up tight. Only one man ever managed to enter, and he never came out. That was Narnabas, and we haven't heard from him in years. Strange fellow. I believe he was looking for the secrets of the dwarves too. If you could find a way in there, I'm sure it would tell us a great deal about this place. Who knows what secrets we could uncover.
We better try and
Ясно.
find those thieves quickly, for their own sake.
That is the sun under the ground. Or at least that's how it's referred to in the dwarven text we've managed to translate. I must confess, I haven't the faintest idea of how it works. But it seems to be giving us light and allowing us to grow crops, even under the ground. Of course, if it ever stops glowing, for whatever reason, we'll all be in quite a lot of trouble. But don't concern yourself with such dark thoughts. I'm sure we have nothing to worry about. Well, the dwarves who built this city left inscriptions in the citadel, which translate to, "The many shall suffer for the sins of the one." My research leads me to believe that if a single member of our community sins, it'll trigger an event, killing us all. I believe such an event occurred some years ago, which is why Metellus found the city littered with burned corpses. But to this day, there are many questions we simply don't have answers for. How is the dwarves' law still being enforced? How does it work? And we may never know, as long as nobody attacks or steals from anybody else. Until we know more, we all need to be on our best behavior.
Понятно.
Time travel. You know, as it happens, I do. It was a great obsession of mine for years after my wife passed. I thought if I could go back, I gave up on that idea a long time ago. But recently the Jarl has asked to see my research notes. How strange that you should now take an interest too. Can I ask what the nature of your interest is in this unusual subject? I don't quite know what to say to that. How can I put this charitably? Perhaps you're tired and emotional and need some rest. But I always enjoy discussing my theories with a receptive mind, so I'll humor you. What did you want to ask? For argument's sake, if you found yourself in that position, you'd have only two options. To live out your days in the past, or force a paradox. A paradox, you see, would involve changing the past so as to prevent the events which caused you to travel back in time in the first place. But you'd be taking a big risk by doing that. Who knows what the consequences would be? Some say that whatever you do, it will lead you right back to the future that took you back in time in the first place. An eternal loop, if you will. But me, I believe that creating a paradox should fling you back to your original time, having changed the past for you and everyone else. Well, let's say for argument's sake that you really have traveled here from the future. You could create a paradox in a few different ways. Essentially, you could do anything that would remove your means or motivation to return to the past. For example, you came here to achieve some goal. Achieving that goal would mean you will never have been motivated to come here. A paradox. Or, if the thing that allowed you to travel back in time is still here, as a past version of itself, you could simply destroy it, I suppose. That would mean, of course, that you will never have been able to travel back in time. Another paradox. But doing so could have terrible consequences. But if you really are from the future, as unlikely as that is, telling me or anybody else what happens next could have disastrous consequences too. I think it's best if we talk about something else.
Понятно.
Very well. Come back if you think of any questions about something you discover.
Так, ну, на этом и все.